This is Week 3, Lesson 1, Comparing Decimals. In this video, we're going to learn how to compare decimals and the steps to follow so that we'll be able to get the correct answers. Let's have number 1. We have 2 and 5/10 compared to 2 and 45/100. So you might say that 2 and 45/100 is greater than 2 and 5/10 just because it has a lot of digits, or it has 2 digits and the other one has only 1 digit to the right of the decimal. But it doesn't work that way in decimals. Right? For us to compare correctly, we have to compare its place values. And for us to compare them easily, let's follow 3 simple steps. First is to line up the decimals. Let's line up here. So we have 2 and 5/10. And under it, let's write 2 and 45/100. Now that the decimals are aligned, we know that the places are also aligned. The second step is to use placeholder 0. This is to better compare these 2 decimals. So we want them to be both in the hundredths place, right? And then the next step is to compare. So when we compare, we will always start comparing with the whole numbers, because we know that whole numbers have higher values than those in the decimal places. Okay, so let's start with the whole numbers. We have in the ones place, we have 2 and 2. They are the same, so let's go to the next. We always compare from left to right. Okay, so we have 5 and 4. Which is higher, 5 or 4? Obviously, it's 5. Therefore, 2 and 5/10 or 2 and 50/100 is greater than 2 and 45/100. Or we could say it like this. Which is greater, 50/100 or 45/100? By the way, when we added a 0 here, we did not change its value. We can do that in decimal. We can add 0 to the right and we don't change its worth. But we can't do that in whole numbers because it will change its value. Now, we can compare easily 50/100 and 45/100. So which is higher, 50/100 or 45/100? Of course, it's the 50/100. Therefore, 2 and 50/100 is greater than 2 and 45/100. So let's put the correct comparison symbol. So we know that this one is greater. Okay, and then let's read from left to right. So this is read as 2 and 5/10 is greater than 2 and 45/100. Let's go to number 2. Line up the decimals. So we have 800, and under it, let's write 8/10. Okay, so we have until hundredths place. We want 8/10 to be in the hundredths place. Now let's compare. So we have hundreds and hundreds. Which is greater? You can ask this to yourself. Which is greater, 8/10 or 800s or 80/100s? Of course, you can say 80/100s is greater than 800s, right? Or we always have, again, as we said, we will compare from left to right. So since we have here 0 and 0, it's the same. Let's proceed to the tens place. Then let's compare 0 or 8. Which is higher? 8 is higher. Okay, therefore 8/10 or 80/100 is greater than 800. Let's put the comparison symbol. Okay, so we know that this one is greater than this one. Okay, and then let's read from left to right. So it's 800 is less than 8/10. Okay, for number 3, let's line up 5 and 44 hundredths, and the other one is 5 and 440 thousandths. Let's add a placeholder 0. Right, just by looking at it, you know that they are equal, right? And even if we will compare them one by one, start from here, it's the same. The tenths place same, hundredths place same, thousandths place the same, right? So, as you know, they are just equal. So 5 and 44 hundredths is actually equal to 5 and 440 thousandths. Okay? We still have 3 more examples here, but if you think you can do it on your own, you may do so. Pause this video, answer it on your own, then play it again and check your answer with mine. Let's answer number 4. So we have 99 thousandths compared to 2 tenths. Now you may say, oh, maybe this is greater because it has 3 digits to the right. But then again, I have to remind you that we compare from left to right. Right? So this time, maybe we can do away with lining up the decimals anymore, since we know that if we will line these up, then the place values will be aligned as well. So this time we can just start comparing from left to right. So let's compare first the whole numbers. So in here we have 0 and 0. So it's just the same. Let's go to the next, to the tenths place. So we have 0 here and 2 here. So which is greater, 2 or 0? Now you know that 2 is greater than 0. Therefore, 2 tenths is greater than 99 thousandths. Or, if we will read it from left to right, then this will be 99 thousandths is less than 2 tenths. Let's go to number 5. We have, again, let's compare from left to right. Let's compare the whole numbers first. So we have here 10 and 10. Same. Now let's proceed to the tenths place. We have 0 and 1. Which is greater, 0 or 1? Yes, that's right, 1 is greater. Therefore, this is greater than this one. Let's put the comparison symbol. Let's read from left to right. So it's 10 and 58 thousandths is less than 10 and 1 tenth. Let's have number 6. So we have 5 and 1 hundredths compared to 4 and 999 thousandths. Again, let's start comparing from the whole numbers, from left to right. So we have here 5 wholes compared to 4. Which is higher, 5 or 4? Of course, it's 5. So we can stop from there. We can just compare the whole numbers, and we know that this is greater than this. So let's put the symbol, and we will read it as 5 and 1 hundredths is greater than 4 and 999 thousandths. Okay, so there you have it. That's how you compare decimals. Now it's your turn to answer. Get your math workbook and turn to page 33. Have fun! For your mastery check, answer the uploaded homework in Schoology. Until next time, I'll see you soon.